So hey my YouTubers and everyone in the world, today is June the 24th. The time is now 10:09 p.m. guys. It was a beautiful, productive Thursday all day. If you're new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you can see more of me. Now moving forward, today we're going to be talking about advice for girls in their 20s. I wanted to give you guys advice based off of my learning experience and me doing research and things of that nature. So the first advice I would give you guys, girls in their 20s, is I would say don't date someone that's overly aggressive or someone that is extremely jealous. I feel like a lot of times girls, we like to date guys that's our same age, or we like to date guys that's older than us. But it's very, very, very important that you're dating a guy that is confident in someone who has your best interests. At the end of the day, you don't want to date a guy that's overly aggressive or someone that is jealous, because that turns to them being controlling. And if they're controlling everything you're doing. They're controlling, the people that you talk to. They're controlling the things that, you do on a day-to-day basis. They can stop you from living your life. And that right there is a problem. Do not get it confused and think because a person says that they love you, or because they're doing so many things for you, that it's okay for them to control your life. It's not okay for them to control your life, and it's not okay for them to be overly aggressive or overly controlling. That's not good. Now, the second advice I would give girls in their 20s is I would say have good hobbies. You want to have good hobbies. You want to do positive things, and you want to stay as productive as you possibly can. I feel like when you create good hobbies, what I mean by that is I'm saying, like, do something that you love to do, whether it's hanging out with your friends, whether it's hanging out with your family members, whether it's going to school, whether it's, finding a job. You want to create those good positive hobbies, because at the end of the day, not only is that going to keep your mind focused in a positive direction, that's going to keep you out of trouble. And that's what stops you a lot of times from, conceiving at a very young age. I'm not saying that there's a problem with getting pregnant young, but give yourself a fighting chance to live a better life. Now, the third advice I would give girls in their 20s, guys, is stay in school. I cannot stress this enough. I remember when I was in my 20s and, I did not want to stay in school. I won't lie. I didn't want to stay in school, but I knew that if I didn't, my future was not going to be that bright. So what I'm telling you guys is stay in school. Go to school for something that you love to do. Go to school for something that's going to make you happy. Go to school for something that you are passionate about, and find a way to get paid to do that. Because if you're going to school for something that you love, you're only going to get better at what it is that you love to do. I feel like it's so important to spend at least 10,000 hours or more doing what it is that you love to do. And the only way to get better at it is if you're constantly going to school and you're mastering your craft. So at the end of the day, I feel like everything is really about mastering that craft and continuing to go to school and learn as much as you can. Because the key to it is when you do get out there on your own, you want to be as productive as possible, and you want to master what it is that you chose to do in your life. Now, advice number 4 for girls in their 20s today, guys, is to start a savings account. I feel like it's really, really important to not wait until you get in your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, and 70s to start building a better life for yourself. You want to have some type of game plan for yourself. This way, you won't have to depend on other people, and you won't have to, sit there and like ask for handouts and have to return that back. So I feel like, having some type of game plan and having a savings account is one of the most important things you can do. And I feel like the earlier you do it, the better off you will be. You have to have a plan. Now, that brings us into advice number 5, guys, for girls in their 20s today, is to build relationships with yourself before you build a relationship with someone else. I feel like this one is golden, because a lot of times we don't take time to get to know ourselves before we try to go out there and get into these relationships. So at the end of the day, I feel like it's so very important, and I can't stress this enough, that you guys have to build a relationship by yourself. Now, the only way to build a relationship by yourself is to start to spend time alone. A lot of times we are afraid to be by ourselves. We are afraid to, be like bored, or we're afraid to be lonely. But when you start to get to know yourself, the things you like, the things you dislike, what you want to do for your life, then you start to build that relationship with yourself. And that's very important, because when you get in these relationships with other people and you haven't become one with yourself, that causes a lot of confusion. Now, the sixth advice I can give you guys for girls in their 20s today, guys, is to take your time with everything that you're doing. When it comes to building relationships with other people, when it comes to anything like from job opportunities, career opportunities, you have to take your time and figure out what it is that you truly want, because you don't want to rush into something and spend a lot of time rushing into it to please someone else. You have to see what works for you. So I hope that those six advice tips that I gave you guys help you to understand that being in your 20s is a blessing, and enjoy every moment, because before you know it, you will be 30. But until the next video, guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and let me know which one was your favorite. Peace.